Right. All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the second festival day. This is going to be amazing, okay? I want to welcome you. I want you to have fun. This morning, we have an amazing presenter. Gabi, who is located in Argentina, is one of our team leaders. So is also one of our teachers, and she is going to talk about something that is pretty important, mainly in the field of education for adults. And that is something like La Mochila. So we're going to talk about the emotional, okay, aspect of learning a second language when you are an adult. So again, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy it. Gabby's gonna start her presentation. I am gonna be checking just the chat when you have comments, something to add. Please raise your hand if possible, okay? And without further ado, let's give a round of applause to Gabby, who is here to delight us. Okay? Thank you very much for joining. And here we go. Gabby, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Edwin. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. So this talk is called Learning English as an Adult. And that's the journey I want to share with you today. I'm not here to tell you a perfect story. No, far from it. But to share an experience that might feel familiar, especially if you ever doubted yourself or felt that learning English later in life was so hard. So my hope is something in this talk will resonate with you, whether you are learning, teaching, or supporting someone who is. So today, I want to talk to you about how adults can learn English and why it's never too late to start. So here is what we are going to cover. All right, this is the agenda. All right, so the first point. From a pocket dictionary to this talk. Yes, my story with English. Then misconceptions, the lies we tell ourselves or others tell us. Superpowers and English learning, adult life and time pressure, and try to find time when we have none. Then expectations versus reality and what really works. And finally, I'm going to give you the magic formula. Yes, so, well, let's see. Let's get started. So, I didn't grow up, speaking English. Actually, I started learning it in my 20s, back in the early 2000s, because I'm a 42-year-old girl. So back then, there was no internet connection at home, no YouTube, no Spotify. The only tool that I have was a pocket dictionary, And when I say pocket, I really mean it. I have it here with me, really small. Half Spanish and half English. I bet that you have one of the old school dictionaries hidden in a drawer somewhere at home. So as I was saying, I didn't go to a fancy school. I didn't study abroad. I didn't have the perfect condition or didn't take any private lessons. But I have this small dream and a big fear. What if I'm too old? I used to tell myself things like, English is impossible for me. My brain doesn't work for this. Or people would laugh at me if I open my mouth, And like many adults, I couldn't help but compare myself to other people. Yes, I thought, oh, you look at them, they speak so naturally. But then I tried to find my own way, And I knew deep inside that we didn't start in the same point. Yes. So I needed to find my own way. And one way that I found to connect with English was through music. Yes. So I learned my favorite songs, the phonetic of my favorite songs, Britney Spears, to be precise. Yes. So I will listen, try to memorize, repeat, and try to imitate every single sound, word by word, you know? And, life went on. And when I turned 25, well, something magical happened. My mom gave me as a birthday present a new dictionary, but in this case was this, an American English dictionary. And for me, it opened a window, to a whole new world. Why? It blew my mind because it was full of, these small symbols that looks like ancient hieroglyphics from Egypt to me, I didn't know what they were. And then, well, later I found out that they were phonetic symbols, this code that we use in order to understand and to pronounce words in English. So I would spend hours checking the dictionary, trying to create some sentences. Well, you can call me crazy, but I used to do it, not because I needed to, but because I wanted to, So I remember that I was studying law and becoming a lawyer was my dream. But, life had different plans for me. So, well, I'm going to meet a chapter in my life. Yes, I got married, I have a child, and then I divorced. But well, few years later, I decided to become a teacher. Yes. And that is when I fell completely in love with the language, the grammar, the words, or the culture behind the words. It was amazing for me. Yes. And it wasn't a tool anymore. It was my passion. Then, well, long story short, I graduated, I started to teach, and here I am today in front of you speaking in English. Yes. I'm working in a prestigious company like Learning. So, guys, if I could learn English, yes, with my pocket dictionary, no resources, no internet connection, a lot of doubts, trust me, you can too. Yes, because learning a language is not about privilege. Yes, no, and it's not about age. It's about perspective. It's about patience, and most of all, it's about giving yourself permission to make mistakes. Yes, because mistakes are not the end of the road. Yes, are the sign that you are on the road. Okay, so before we talk how to learn it, let's talk about what stops us. Yes, misconception. And what is a misconception? A misconception is an idea that we believe is true, but it's not. Yes. And the worst part is that these ideas stop us before we even begin. So I like to divide them into two groups, internal misconception and external misconceptions. So internal misconceptions, these things we tell ourselves, the little voices that live inside our heads. For example, I go blind when I try to speak. I'm too old. People would laugh at me. I've never been good at languages. Yes. I've heard these ideas so many times. Yes. Not just from students, from friends, yes, from colleagues, and yes, even from myself. And you know what? These ideas didn't stop me. Yes. And didn't make me feel weak. No, not at all. On the contrary, they made me human. Because I also learned that age isn't the enemy, fear is. And when we stop, yes, letting fear make the decisions, then learning becomes possible. Well, and then we have the outside world, yes, the ideas that other people tell us, yes, the opinions, the comments, the criticism, yes, the myth. Oh, English is only for rich people, or only for a small group, an elite, yes, or only children can really learn, really grasp it, because they are like small sponges. Yes, or if I don't learn fast, I shouldn't even try. So, sound familiar? this comes from the idea or the way that languages are taught, yes, from media or maybe from our school experiences, but they are wrong. Yes, I've seen adults, all ages, all backgrounds, learn and thrive slowly, consistently, one small step at a time. So let's do something together. Now, in the chat box, or maybe well out loud, let's share one misconception that you heard from others or you believe yourself, yes, about learning English. Could be internal or external. I wait. So come on, people. You can open your mic.
Gabi, come again, please. It was just distracted, sorry.
Hey, Ro, good morning. So,
Morning.
talking about misconception and these wrong ideas that we hear from others, or maybe we told ourselves. Yes. So, have you ever said one of these thoughts, these misconceptions, Ro, or anyone?
I always say to myself that I have a fake accent, and that's something I need to work. But I don't know how to handle it. It's like I have problems when picking an accent, or maybe I'm just deconstructing myself to say, okay, I'm not from the US, I'm not from the UK, I should have a natural Argentinian accent. I cannot, and it's something like I have it in my mind all the time.
Gary, we have some comments in the chat.
Oh, really? Tell me that,
Yeah.
please.
Sylvia says, I go blank when I try to speak. And Maddie says, if I don't learn the language perfectly by a certain age, I never will. That's interesting. Also, Facundo says, a misconception I've heard is that if you don't start young, you will never reach fluency. Gabi, your comments?
Oh my God, you see, these ideas are everywhere. Yes. But just because a thought, an idea is loud, is not because it's real. Yes. So now that we name them, it's time to let them go. Yes. Let them go and move forward. Yes, I totally understand and empathize with all of you because I have said those things. So let's change the energy for a moment. Yes. And
Lucy says, if I don't speak after 6 months, I will never learn it. That's also a classic one, right?
Yes, the high expectation that we put to ourselves. Yes, totally. And Rocio mentioned the accent. And in my opinion, it's something beautiful that we all have. Yes, we can speak it, but it's the beauty that we can find in learning English and speaking it. So for me, that speaking English is a superpower. And as I was saying before, what if I told you that learning English is not about being good at everything, but discovering your unique superpower. So, that some people can understand everything they hear, but freeze when they have to speak. Or others can talk with confidence, but they feel lost when they have to read a long email in English. And there are people who can write beautifully, but panic in conversation. So the truth is that we all learn differently and we all can shine in different areas. So that's why English has 4 main skills. Yes, the one that I wrote over there in the slide: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So you don't have to master them all at once. No, you have to recognize what your strength is and where you can grow. So guys, I will ask you your participation one more time. So which of the 4 skills is your current superpower? And when I say current, it's because they are changing all the time, And which one feels like your kryptonite? So again, if you want, you can text there in the chat box or maybe aloud.
This is a topic I'm interested in. So I feel like all of them are my weaknesses. It's like I constantly feel I'm not good at anything, but let's say, well, the passive ones, Okay, I'm okay with reading and listening. What about writing? Oh my fucking God. I cannot write. You know, that would be my kryptonite.
Thank you for sharing.
We
In
will
my
organize
case,
a composition course for you, Ro. Okay.
that would
I
be
will proceed
amazing.
with some messages, Gabby. Should
Uh-huh.
I?
Please.
All right. Here we go. So we have here we are. Mika says, when I was at, I think it's at the university, I failed all the listening tests I had in first year, but I was a short stories writing machine. So that's interesting, right?
Right, totally, exactly. But I believe that it's amazing that you can recognize your superpower. Yes, because your superpower or your English, let's say, isn't broken. Yes, isn't wrong. It's just developing, let's say. And if we
Yes.
continue with the metaphor of the superpowers, it's like, a superhero learning how to fly. So let's
Good.
embrace the areas that we can grow, and let's try to keep learning, yes, and try to enhance our superpowers. Ed, any other comment?
Yes, we have more, of course. This is on fire, okay? This is on fire. So Mary says, in my case, it depends on the context. I am good at speaking in an informal way, but I'm very bad in an academic environment. And Facundo says, I believe I'm good at listening, but I need to improve my speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah says, I think I am good at writing, but listening for me is very difficult. And Maria adds, also, I transfer my Spanish mistakes to English. That's interesting.
Oh my
And
God.
Cari says, I think I can write nice emails, but I need to improve my speaking. So maybe we have a point here, okay, Gabi, which is listening and speaking, that contrast that we all teachers know that happen.
Right, exactly. And maybe this is something that we can focus in our lessons, yes, in the future. So guys, if there are teachers
I'm
here,
taking notes.
yeah, take notes, take notes. This is gold. This is gold and good input for our lessons in the future. Well, thank you for sharing and thank you for being honest. I know that sometimes it's hard or embarrassing, open your heart and expose yourself, but thank you. Thank you because this is the first step. So,
I have something that I want to add because I think it's
yes,
pretty important. It's about confidence. Okay, Gustavo
yes.
says it's personal, but even though I think I'm improving my English, I don't feel confident speaking outside of class.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yes, exactly. And that is something that I'm going to talk to you now, about adult life. Yes. And let's be real for a second. You work, you have a house to take care of, maybe you have pets or children or a family to help. You go to the gym, you try to stay healthy, eat well, maybe you keep learning new things. And on top of all that, you want to learn English. And maybe you say, no, I don't have time. Yes. And I totally understand that. But for me, the secret here or the thing here is to mix English in your daily routine. Yes. Because you don't need more time. So, in the same way that you wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, put the kettle on to prepare some mates, in that way, try to mix English in the life that you already have. Yes. For example, you can listen a podcast, yes, a short podcast while you are cleaning or cooking or maybe driving to work. You can learn a new word while waiting in line at the supermarket, or maybe you can change the setting of your phone in English, yes. That will force you, yes, and pushes you to adapt, yes, in a daily basis. Also, you can write short messages to a colleague in English, even if it's just a few lines. Because, learning English isn't like downloading an application. Yes, I wish, but no, it doesn't work like that. Yes. You don't wake up fluent after clicking install. No, for me, it's like more planting a tree, a tree that you need to water every day. Yes. And some days it grows a lot. Some days stay the same. And sometimes you're going to feel that you understand and maybe you're speaking and living in English. Yes. Without even noticing. So, well, here are some practical tips that I'm going to give you that I want to share, yes, especially for busy adults like you. Set realistic goals. Instead of saying, oh, I want to be fluent in 6 months, maybe we can replace that idea and say something like, I would like to learn 10 new words in English in a week. That's possible. Or maybe I am going to listen 5 minutes in English every day. Yes, clear and small goals just for now. Then practice speaking. Yes, even if it's messy, don't worry about it. Yes, take any chance, any opportunity that you have to speak it. Yes, maybe you can take advantage, yes, in the classroom, yes, with your teacher and your classmate. That's a safe space for you. Yes, and nobody's going to judge you. Nobody is going to criticize you. Yes, so that's a good space, a good place to start speaking. Then find personal connections to the language. Well, I mentioned before about Britney Spears. So if you like music, nowadays we have Spotify. And there, well, you can follow the lyrics of your favorite songs. Or maybe if you like sport, you can read about your favorite team in the news or, yes, on the media. The more emotional connection you have, the faster that you are going to remember new words. I assure you. Yes, believe me, trust me when I say it. And then, as I said at the beginning, surround yourself with English. Yes, maybe you can watch TV shows. So I'm going to ask you some tips. Do you have any tips or any small action that you are taking nowadays? Well, I already mentioned that I like to listen podcasts while cooking. So what do you do in order to keep improving and be surrounded in English?
Lip syncing for my life. It's music, you have the lyrics, you can do it. No one is going to see me. Just can assure that. I'm not going to use TikTok for that. But
you can
yes.
sing along.
Yeah,
I
Mika
learned-
says, I read.
Sorry.
Wow,
Mika.
interesting, Mika. Thank you.
I
Also,
learned
Paula
Eminem
says,
song.
oh my
Sorry,
gosh, I
Eminem
remember
song.
my phonetics teacher giving us Eminem songs just to practice. So Paula
Wow.
says,
It's
yes,
impossible.
I watch movies and series with English subtitles. I love that one, Paula. I love that one.
Exactly, amazing. Yes, that's a really good step.
We
Well, this
also
is
have,
cool. So grab a pen and a piece of paper and try writing the tips. Yes.
yes, right.
All right.
Anything else? Someone else? Come on. What are your tips? What are you doing? What is that small step that you are just taking every day to improve?
Right. Don't keep them as a secret. Please share.
Yes, sharing is caring. Mika
Totally.
said, if I
Mika,
am
that one.
cooking, I ask, how do I say cucharon in English? That's a good one.
Right. No, and I was thinking that nowadays we have ChatGPT. We can have a conversation with it. Yes.
Yeah.
So take advantage of the technology. So
Exactly.
when I learned back in the early 2000, I told you when I was 20 that I didn't have any internet connection, So well, take advantage of all the tools that we have nowadays. So learning English is not about doing one big thing, only once. It's about the small habits, the small step that we are taking every single day. And those little habits, those little moments, they add up into something amazing. you know? All right. Well, what a topic this one, expectation versus reality. So when we start learning English, we often think, I should become fluent in 6 months. Yes. Oh, well, we have seen on TV many advertisements that promise that, but that's not real. Yes. Or we believe if we are not making fast progress, we are not learning anything. Or if we are making mistake, it's because we are doing something wrong. We expect learning to be a straight line. Yes. Study today. Yes. Speak better tomorrow. Simple, right? But well, you know, learning or real learning doesn't work like that. Sometimes you study for hours and you feel stuck. Sometimes you are in the middle of a conversation and you know that you know a word, but you can't find it. And sometimes, out of the blue, something clicks. Yes. And you realize that how much you have grown, you know? And I remember the first time that I understood a joke in English. First, I laughed, and then I become emotional because for the first time, I felt part of the conversation, you know? And that didn't happen in a classroom, didn't happen after a test. No. It was amazing, you know, that feeling, because I wasn't translated in my head anymore. You know that sometimes this is something that we usually do. We try to understand it in Spanish, try to translate it, and then, you know, make the effort to say that in English. Well, back then I remember I was truly part of the moment. And that feeling, belonging, connecting, you know, was something no textbook could have given me. So today, if you feel stuck, well, let me tell you that you are not alone. But please remember, you are not late. You are not behind. You are not too old. You are simply in your own journey. Yes? And that journey, especially for adult learners, can be very heavy sometimes, you know? Learning English as an adult can feel very heavy sometimes. And why? Because it comes with emotional weight. Yes. And because it's not just about verbs, vocabulary, tenses. No, it's about pressure. It's about pressure because you want to qualify for a visa, for example, or pressure to succeed at work, or pressure to provide a better future for your children. Yes, it's about embarrassment. Most of you are professionals and succeed in your fields. And sometimes you don't want to, you know, lose that reputation. You don't want to expose yourself to make mistakes. I totally understand that. And it's about comparison. Yes, maybe watching younger people learn fast and say, wow, what's wrong with me? You know? So sometimes learning English as an adult can feel like a marathon, running a marathon. But no, just like that, you know, with a heavy backpack full of rocks. And those rocks represent fear, pressure, comparison, doubt, shame. So each step that we are making or we are taking is heavier than it's supposed to be. Or each mistake that we make is like, you know, harder than the previous one. So here's what I want you to know. If you're moving forward with that backpack, wow, that you are making progress, yes? Because every single word you learn, every sentence you try or you pronounce, you know, or every time that you show up, well, you're here today. So that matters. And little by little, that backpack that I mentioned before gets lighter. So fear becomes courage. Shame becomes pride, and comparison becomes compassion for yourself. So the real victory here is not about speaking perfect English. No. The real victory is carrying that backpack and still choosing to move forward. So then trust me, if you keep walking and you keep doing these small things in English, well, you're going to look back in one point and you say, wow, I feel so proud about myself, you know? And you're going to realize how far you have come. Okay, so here we are reaching the end part of this talk. Maybe you expect this secret formula or the magic formula to learn English as an adult. A shortcut, maybe a trick, but here's the truth. There is no formula. I'm sorry, but no, just one small thing. Do one small thing in English, only one today. And tomorrow, repeat. That's it. That's the formula. Yes, repetition, repeat. Yes, because little actions can create big transformation. So before we wrap up and we finish this talk, I want you to remember, we are not the mistake we make. You are not the words that you mispronounce. You are not behind. You're not slow. You're not too old. Yes, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. So if you're taking one small step today, you're already moving forward. Thank you.
My gosh, what a cluster, Gabby. I love
Going
it.
to cry.
Okay, I love it.
Masterclass. Thank you very
Really,
much.
everybody, this is
Thank
amazing, all right?
you.
Thank you, Gabby.
I
Thank you,
love
thank
that
you.
part, talking about emotions and talking about, okay, how important it is just to give that, to take that small step, all right? So thank you very much for all the ideas, for all the sharing, okay? Everybody is showing you a lot of love in the chat, all right? Very
Thank
good,
you.
very
Thank you
good,
for
very
being
good.
here. Support.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for starting the second day this way. Okay. We really love it, Gabby. Thank you very much. So
Thank you.
before we
Picture
go,
time.
okay, because before we go, we need to keep a picture of this moment. All right. So Lucy is gonna help me with this. Gabby, okay, you stop sharing your screen. So I want everybody smiling at the count of 3, and let's say Gabby. All right. So let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Gabby! Are we ready, Lucy?
Again, close eyes. Somewhere, some eyes are closed.
No.
All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again, but now in 2. In 2, 1. Say Gabby. Gabby! Very good. Are we done now? Yes? All right. Thank you very much, Gabby, for
Thank
bringing
you.
this
Bye,
conversation,
Thank you,
guys.
all right,
Gabby.
to the table. And thank you, everybody, for attending. For the ones watching the recording, remember that you can complete the entry in your learning log, okay, for Festival 1. If you have attended more than one of the talks in these first 2 days or during these 3 days, you can complete. Oh my gosh, my cat is just making so much noise. I'm sorry. This is live television. Um, you can complete the entries in the learning log and share with your students. So again, what a beautiful speech. What a beautiful talk, Gabby. And I hope that everybody found it, that all of our students and colleagues found it really, really useful, because there is something that we have seen these days is that the emotional part is pretty important. And I am proud that our learning, everybody is just defending that and taking that into consideration. So again, a round of applause for our first
you,
talk of the
Gabby.
second day. Thank you very much for being here,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
All right,
Bye.
and I will see you pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You.
Bye-bye.
Bye.